myself, Dr. P. Ashok Babu, working as a professor and head of the department, ECE. In this video, I am going to discuss about the wave equations for conducting medium and sinusoidal time variations. First of all, already we have discussed in the previous case what is a uniform plane wave, how we can generate the uniform plane wave. Now we will consider some conducting medium. In conducting medium, the conductivity is not zero and conduction currents may exist. Because of the conduction currents, always we have some conductivity. So already we know the Maxwell equations. So del cross H equal to epsilon E dot plus J, or we can express the Maxwell equation as this del cross H is equal to D dot plus J. And second Maxwell equation is del cross E is equal to minus B dot, or which is equal to, we know that B is equal to mu H, therefore it is mu H dot. So assume the two Maxwell equations. The first one is del cross H equal to epsilon E dot plus J. Let us assume it is equation 1. And del cross E is equal to minus mu H dot. Assume equation 2. If the medium has a conductivity, let us assume, because it is a conductive medium, it is having some conductivity sigma, the conduction current density will be given by the Ohm's law. Already we know the point form of Ohm's law. According to point form of Ohm's law, the conduction current density J is equal to conductivity into electric field intensity. Therefore, J is equal to sigma E. Now, the equation 1 becomes, the Maxwell first equation becomes, if you substitute J is equal to sigma E in Maxwell first equation, the Maxwell first equation becomes del cross H equal to epsilon E dot plus sigma E. In place of J, you substitute sigma E. Next, take curl on both sides of the equation 2. So here, what is the equation 2? Del cross E is equal to, the equation 2 is del cross E is equal to minus mu H dot. So if you apply curl on both sides, so it becomes del cross E equal to minus mu into del cross H dot, minus mu into del cross H dot. So here del cross E is equal to del cross E is equal to, here we can write minus mu into, in place of del cross H dot. So already we know that del cross H is equal to, already we have from previous equations, del cross H equal to D dot plus J, or epsilon E dot plus J. So here I am assuming del cross H dot. So if it is del cross H dot, means it is epsilon into E double dot plus J. J, in place of J, here I am assuming sigma E dot. Therefore, the equation becomes epsilon E double dot plus sigma E dot. So directly substitute, in place of del cross H, we substitute epsilon E double dot plus sigma E dot. Therefore, the equation becomes del cross H equal to minus mu into epsilon E double dot plus sigma into E dot. Then if you separate that equation, minus mu epsilon into E double dot minus mu sigma into E dot. Then we know that already, we know the operator, we know the del cross E operator. Del cross E is equal to del dot E minus del square E. Del dot E minus del square E. Therefore, del dot E minus del square E is equal to, so in place of del cross E, you substitute minus mu epsilon E double dot minus mu sigma into E dot. Therefore, the equation becomes del dot E minus del square E is equal to minus mu sigma E double dot minus mu into sigma into mu minus mu epsilon into E double dot minus mu sigma E dot. Let us assume it is equation 3. So for any homogeneous medium in which epsilon is constant, for any homogeneous medium, let us assume epsilon is constant. Generally, throughout the homogeneous medium, epsilon or sigma both are constant, and epsilon and sigma are independent of x, y, z coordinates. Then we can call the medium as a homogeneous medium. Let us assume some media. In that media, if epsilon or sigma both are constant throughout the media and it is independent of the coordinates x, y, z, then we can call that medium as a homogeneous medium. So let us assume homogeneous medium in which epsilon is constant throughout the media. Then here we can define the another Maxwell equation. We know the another Maxwell equation, del dot D is equal to we have that equation del dot d, or del dot d is equal to rho v, or in place of d, we can write epsilon e. Therefore, del dot epsilon e is equal to rho v, and the equation becomes del dot e is equal to, it is rho v by epsilon. So, it is another form of the Maxwell equation. Next, but we know that the del dot d is equal to rho according to the Maxwell equation. Del dot d is equal to rho, and since there is no net charge within a conductor, outside the conductor we have the charge, but within the conductor the charge is 0. Because within the conductor the charge is 0, the charge density rho is also equal to 0. Therefore, we can write del dot d is equal to 0. So, for within the conductor, the Maxwell equation can be reduced to del dot d is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation 3 can be reduced as equation 3. What is the equation 3? So, here equation 3 is del dot e minus del square e is equal to minus mu epsilon e double dot minus mu sigma into e dot. So, here in place of del dot e, we can substitute del dot 1 by del dot d by epsilon, which is equal to some 0. Therefore, the equation 3 becomes del square e minus mu epsilon into e double dot minus mu sigma e dot equal to 0. The equation can be reduced to like this. So, it is a second order differential equation. It is having the two roots. So, this is a wave equation for electric field intensity. Similarly, you can derive the wave equation for magnetic field intensity. So, here del cross, we know that del cross E is equal to, we know that the del cross E is equal to, so here we can express it as a epsilon into del cross E dot, or it is del cross D dot plus J, del cross D dot plus J. Already we know the equation del cross E is equal to, here we can write the epsilon into del cross E dot plus sigma into del cross E, or del cross E is equal to, we have the equation, we have the Maxwell equation. Just I am going back. Del cross E is equal to, we have del cross. So here we have not del cross E, it is a del cross H. Del cross H. Already we have the del cross H equal to, we have the Maxwell equation. Del cross H equal to del cross D dot plus J. So it can be expressed as, if you apply curl on both sides, the equation becomes del cross H. Del cross H equal to, it is del cross D dot plus, so in place of J, here I am writing sigma E. Therefore, equation becomes sigma into del cross E. And here, therefore, the equation del cross H equal to, it is epsilon into del cross E dot plus sigma into del cross E. But we know that the del cross E is equal to minus mu H dot. According to Maxwell's second equation, del cross E is equal to minus mu H dot. Therefore, the equation can be according to identity del cross H equal to del dot H minus del square H. Del dot H minus del square H, which is equal to minus mu epsilon E double dot minus mu sigma E dot. Here we need to substitute in place of del cross E dot. We need to substitute minus mu H dot, and in place of del cross E, we need to substitute minus mu H dot. Therefore, the equation becomes, so here it is minus mu epsilon H double dot minus mu sigma H dot. The equation becomes, so here it is, in first one, it is minus, we need to substitute epsilon into, here it is del cross E dot is there. So, del cross E is equal to, here we have del cross, actually we have del cross E is equal to minus mu into H dot. Therefore, del cross E dot is equal to minus mu into H double dot. So, therefore, if you substitute del cross E dot is equal to minus mu H double dot in that equation, therefore, the equation becomes epsilon into, in place of del cross E dot, it is minus epsilon into mu H double dot minus, it is mu into minus minus sigma into, so in place of del cross you need to substitute minus mu h dot. Therefore, it is sigma mu h dot. Therefore, the equation becomes del dot h equal to del dot h minus del square h equal to minus mu epsilon h double dot minus mu sigma h dot. But we know that del cross del dot h equal to, already we have the equation, another Maxwell equation, del dot b is equal to 0. When del dot b is equal to 0, del dot h is also 0. Therefore, the equation can be reduced as del square h minus mu epsilon h double dot minus mu sigma h dot equal to 0. So in this equation, we need to substitute del cross h equal del dot h equal to 0. If you substitute del dot h equal to 0, then the equation can be reduced as del square h minus mu epsilon h double dot minus mu sigma h dot equal to 0. So this is a wave equation for magnetic field for conducting media. So these are the two wave equations for conducting media. So first one is a electric field and second one is a magnetic field. Now we will discuss the sinusoidal time variations. So in practice, most generators produce voltage and currents. So here and hence the electric and magnetic fields which vary sinusoidally with time. So here generally in electric field the charge is constant, whereas in magnetic field the charge moving with some initial velocity. So because of moving the charge is moving with some initial velocity, we have some magnetic field can be generated. So already we have discussed these differences between electric and magnetic fields in previous videos. Then the sinusoidal time variations can be expressed as, so here the sinusoidal time variations can be expressed as, it is E is equal to E naught cos omega t and E is equal to E naught sin omega t. So here we can express the sinusoidal variations in terms of cosine or in terms of sine wave. So here we have the frequency f is equal to omega by 2 pi. Already we know that the angular frequency omega equal to 2 pi f, or from that you can define the frequency f is equal to omega by 2 pi. Omega by 2 pi. The above equation suggests that the sinusoidal time factor would have to be attached to every term in any equation, or a sinusoidal in any sinusoidal term, any wave equation can be expressed in terms of sine or cosine waves. So here the time varying field may be expressed in terms of the corresponding phasor quantity. So we can express the same time varying field in terms of phasor quantity as, so here E cap R comma T, where R and T are the T represents the time varying field. So this symbol represents the phasor notation, is equal to a real part of E of R into e power j omega t. So here e power j omega t can be expressed as e power theta is cos theta plus j sin theta, or cos omega t plus j sin omega t. E power omega t is equal to cos omega t plus j sin omega t. So here the real part of cos omega t plus j sin omega t, or which is equal to real part is cos omega t. So this is it is E cap of R comma T is equal to cos omega t. So this is a real part of that particular equation. Then here the phasor Ex is defined by the relation. So here the phasor can be defined as Ex of R comma T is equal to real part of Ex of R into e power j omega t. So here please observe the diagram, the relationship between time varying and phasor quantities. The relationship between time varying and phasor quantity. So by using this diagram, we can observe the relationship between time varying field and phasor quantity. So in general, Ex of R is a complex number. It is a complex number, and thus at some fixed point R in space, Ex may be represented as a point in the complex plane. It is shown in the figure. So here from figure, angle phi is a phase angle. So here angle phi, the first shape, the wave can be moved through an angle phi. Therefore, the magnitude can be expressed as Ex equal to mod Ex into e power j phi, where phi is the phase angle. And next step, the angle it makes an angle of omega t. Next omega t like that. So if it rotates like that, it will complete say a 360 degrees. So here multiplication by e power j omega t. results in a rotation through the angle omega t measures from the angle phi. It means e power j omega, e power j phi is there into e power omega t. If we multiply this with e power omega t, then it will make an angle. So like that, it will complete a circle. So as the time progress, the point ex into e power j omega t takes out a circle with center at the origin. So the phase of the sinusoid is determined by the argument phi of the complex number ex, and thus the time varying quantity may be expressed as, because we are multiplying the e power j phi with e power j omega t. Therefore, ex is equal to real part of modulus of ex into e power j phi into e power j omega t, which is equal to modulus of ex into cos of omega t plus phi. So here we need to multiply these two equations. It is e power j phi into e power j omega t, which is equal to e power j into phi plus omega t. So here e power j theta means cos theta plus j sin theta, cos phi plus omega t plus j sin phi plus omega t. So here we need to consider the real part of the equation. The real part of the equation is cos phi omega plus t, cos of phi plus omega t, cos of phi plus omega t. So this will give the real part of the equation. So here the phasor definition used above is one of the many possible definitions. So here for instance, we can use the time factor e power minus j omega t. In place of e power j omega t, we may use the e power minus j omega t, or make use of the imaginary part instead of the real part. So here just now we have considered the real part of the equation. So in place of the real part, we can also consider the imaginary part, but we need to multiply the equation with e power minus j omega t. And another possible definition is, to introduce root 2 factor on the right hand side of the phasor definition, thus making ex the RMS value. Or if you multiply the equation with root 2 times, then the equation becomes RMS value of the sinusoidal rather than the peak value. So in this way, in these three ways, we can find the phasor form of a equation. Or simply, let us assume time waveform is there. So we need to convert into phasor. We need to multiply the equation with e power j omega t or e power omega t. If we multiply the equation with e power j omega t, then the equation can be converted into phasor form. So here the Maxwell equations in time varying form. Already we know the Maxwell equations in time varying form. Here it is del cross H is equal to dou d by dou t plus j, or simply we can express it as del cross H equal to this d dot plus j. So here d dot represents the dot convention represents the dou by dou t of d plus j. So it is a Maxwell first equation. So for the sinusoidal steady state, we may substitute the phasor relation, or we can find out the time varying form in phasor form. To find out the Maxwell equation in phasor form, we need to multiply the equation, time varying equation, with e power j omega t. Each and every term we need to multiply with e power j omega t. So if you multiply the time domain equation with e power j omega t, the equation can be converted to phasor form. So here you just assume the time varying Maxwell equation. It is del cross H equal to dou d by dou t plus j. Then to convert into phasor form, here I am multiplying the e power j omega t and I am assuming the real part. The same can be done in another way. If I multiply the equation with e power minus j omega t, I need to consider the imaginary part. So like that, in two different ways we can convert into phasor form. So here del cross. So in place of H, the magnetic field is multiplied with e power j omega t. Therefore, real part of H into e power j omega t, which is equal to dou by dou t of real part of, I am multiplying the max electric flux density d with e power j omega t. Real part of d into e power j omega t plus real part of j into e power j omega t. So here, after multiplying the e power j omega t throughout the equation, so here I am taking some common terms. So here the real part of del cross H. So here I can take a common of real part and e power j omega t. So I am taking the e power j omega t as a common term. So e power j omega t into real part of del cross H minus. So here differentiation of e power j omega t. So here differentiation of e power j omega is e power j omega means e power e power differentiation of, here I am differentiating the equation. So e power j omega d is e power j omega t, e power j omega t into, again I need to differentiate the j omega t term. So j omega t term is, it is j omega. Therefore the equation becomes minus j omega into d is already is there, minus here directly you can take a common of e power j omega t. So just here only, because of differentiation term, we need to differentiate the equation. So it is differentiation means it is dou by dou t of d into e power j omega t. So here it is d is constant, keep outside, d into dou by dou t of e power j omega t. So which is equal to d into, so differentiation of e power j omega t, e power j omega t into, again I need to differentiate the j omega t term, therefore it is j omega. Therefore it is d into j omega into e power j omega t term. So after taking the common terms, so here a real term cannot be equal to 0. Therefore, I need to make the del cross h minus j omega d minus j is equal to 0. Therefore, the equation becomes del cross h minus j omega d minus j equal to 0, or we can express the equation as del cross h is equal to, it is j omega d plus j omega d plus j. So this is a Maxwell equation in phasor form. So like this, we can convert the all time domain equations to phasor form. Therefore, after converting the phasor form equations, so here we have the Maxwell equations in phasor form as, so here the first one is del cross h equal to j omega d plus j. Del cross h equal to j omega d plus j. So it is the Maxwell equation in phasor form. And the second equation is, it is del cross E is equal to minus B dot, or it is del cross E is equal to minus dou B by dou T, minus dou B by dou T. So just I need to multiply the equation with e power j omega t on both sides, del cross E into e power j omega t. So here in right hand side, minus dou by dou T B into e power j omega t. So I need to multiply, I need to differentiate the equation. So here if we differentiate the equation, so it is minus b into, it is e power j omega t, Again I need to multiply the, I need to differentiate the equation into j omega. Therefore the equation becomes minus b j omega into e power j omega t. So here we can take a common of e power j omega t in both the equations, therefore del cross E minus del cross E plus it is minus bj omega into e power j omega t common equal to 0, or we can write del cross E is equal to minus j into b omega, or minus j omega into b. So this is the second Maxwell equation in phasor form, and the two remaining two equations are not dependent on time, and del dot d is equal to rho and del dot b is equal to 0. So these are time phasor Maxwell equations in phasor form. So these are the differential equations. Similarly, we can express the differential equations in integral forms. So here the first one is a surface integral, a closed integral, surface integral of h into ds is equal to, it is integral j omega d plus j. And second one is del cross E is equal to minus j omega b is the differential form, and integral form is integral E into ds equal to minus integral j omega b into ds. Del dot d is equal to rho, whereas here it is surface closed integral d into ds equal to, it is integral rho into dv. Del dot b is equal to 0. Here it is surface integral b into ds equal to 0. So there are differential equations in differential form and integral form. So here for sinusoidal time variations, the wave equations for electric field in the lossless medium becomes, so here it is del square E is equal to minus omega square mu epsilon E. So it is a wave equation of second order wave equation. So this equation is also known as Helmholtz equation. Helmholtz equation for lossless medium, which is this is for electric field. Similarly, you can define for the magnetic field also. That is del square H equal to minus omega square mu H into H, mu epsilon into H. Mu epsilon into H is the lossless equation for magnetic field. So here it can be expressed as it is del square H is equal to minus omega square mu epsilon into H. So this way you can write the expressions for Helmholtz equation for electric and magnetic fields. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.